So I'm gonna talk about my teen pregnancy story, how I found out I was pregnant. So I went to I came to California to live with my boyfriend. I was born and raised I was born in Texas, but I was raised in Houston, Texas, and I came out here to California to live with my boyfriend and of 3 years, and I guess you could say we were doing things we weren't supposed to, but one day we're both working and in the same spot, and one day we went to go eat at this place called Senor Taco, and then I had taken a pregnancy test before that, and it was like one of those cheap 58-cent ones, and it came out negative, but my period hadn't come, and it was already like the end of the month. Like it had already passed like all the days it could have come. I was just kind of like scared to take a pregnancy test because I was just kind of like waiting for it to come, but it never came. So we took another one, or I took another one, and it was a little bit more expensive, so that maybe it'll give me an accurate result. So then at Senor Taco, we're about to leave, and I had to use the restroom anyway, so I guess I just figured I'd just take it, and I took it, and it showed up like 2 lines, and I didn't know what that meant, so I went to go look at the paper in the car. I ran out to the car, and I was like freaking out, and my boyfriend was asking me like what was wrong, and I didn't want to tell him, I didn't want to talk to him because I was freaking out. Excuse me. And so I looked at the paper, and it said that 2 lines meant that I was pregnant, and I started crying, and my boyfriend was asking me what was wrong. He just wouldn't stop, and so I showed him everything. I showed him the test, I showed him the paper, and then I guess it didn't hit him yet, so he was asking me, he was like, why are you crying? Like, are you sad? Are you overwhelmed? Are you upset? Like, what's wrong? And then I told him I didn't tell him anything, and then I had already calmed down, and he started freaking out. He started hyperventilating and stuff, and he wasn't crying, but I think he was just kind of overwhelmed. And I think we both were. We're really overwhelmed with like a whole bunch of feelings. I think we're pretty happy, but we're just kind of like scared because we didn't know how to, we never had a baby before, so we didn't know how to do this thing. But I find it a blessing, I find it a gift from God. Kids are a gift from God, but I don't know what I did to deserve it, but I guess I did, and I am really blessed for that because I know plenty of people who can't have kids, or it's really hard for them to have kids, and I really am thankful that I had a kid with no pregnancy issues or anything like that. So, like, I didn't have gestational diabetes or anything like that. It was a healthy pregnancy. It was fine, but he was a big boy, but everything was fine. So I was really blessed for that. And if there's other teens out there who want to get pregnant, I probably wouldn't advise them to, because it's not for everybody. It really isn't. And it's really hard. And I would probably advise you to wait, but I don't say that I regret it at all. So if you are a teenager and you are pregnant, like, you won't regret it. But there are some people who just don't grow up, who don't catch on to this whole parenting thing, and they're just not meant to be parents, but they just keep making kids, and it's really sad, but I do my best. I really do. because I don't want to take this opportunity for granted. I know that if I wasn't able to have kids, I'd probably be really devastated. But yeah, I do wish I would have waited like a couple years at least. But still, I don't regret him or anything like that. It's very hard. It's a lot of responsibility. It's really exhausting, and which is why it's not for everybody. Not everybody can really handle that kind of responsibility, and it sucks because the kids are the ones who have to pay for it. So yeah, that's it's really sad. That's my story about how I found out I got pregnant, not how I got pregnant. But yeah, that's about it.